possible, but I don't know. Um, okay, let's get back to it. Uh, uh, Ludwig, just to because I want to move on from we spent some time on this, but I'll tell you what.
Okay.
If you ask Soren, um, what he thought of it, I think he'd tell you he doesn't like Shell. Be like he doesn't like Shell, and that yeah, just that he didn't like Shell. He said he'd say um, he either has no discipline or he's your enemy, and neither is a good thing.
I think I've learned quite a bit about him by fighting him.
He'll nod at you, move
I
on with
think
his day.
like I
I think, yeah, sorry, we've been at it for a bit. I just want to get to some other stuff. Lois, welcome. You were missed, good friend. I have something for you, Lois. You got a letter from home. Would you? Okay, let me ask you this. Above table, would you want me to read this that the players might hear, and then you could decide if Lois would share that
That's
around a bit
fine.
or something?
It's not
Yeah, okay.
complicated.
All right. You would have received a letter that says, "My dearest Lois, world travels faster through Civis channels than one might guess, even when a father tries not to listen too much. I heard you left the Chronicle not long after joining the new House Leora, and I can't pretend my curiosity isn't gnawing at me. You always were the sharpest quill in our family, no offense to your siblings, so I have no doubt your reasons are sound. Still, quitting so soon after such an exciting opportunity makes me wonder if you've stumbled across something remarkable. Don't worry, my darling, your secrets are safe. I'm just an old man hoping for a peek behind the curtain. Everyone here sends their love. Your mother made those honey cakes you like and insisted they'll keep until your visit, which better be soon. We miss you terribly. Write back when you can, and maybe slip a little gossip to your nosy old father. Yours always, Jonah Sharpquill the Civis, House Civis Messaging Station Master.
So much respect. So much
That's
respect.
fantastic.
Tell me what you know. All right, I'm gonna send that to you on Facebook. Question is, at breakfast, would you have shared that with the family? Been like, oh, look, here's my nosy father. Anything like that?
Uh, I don't necessarily think it would have been shared, but it's probably, if it came in by message station, it's a written transcript,
Yeah.
and I'd have left it on the table when getting up to get something to eat or what have you. So it's available for anybody who is nosy.
Got it.
If you're
Got it.
not nosy, there you go.
There you go. Hmm. Okay. My question to you, Lois, um, because we have a certain cleric here who's very excited to interview a body on the 5th, and it is the 3rd. So my question to you is, what would you have liked to have gotten done on the 3rd?
The third, I will probably spend some time just looking at the the obtaining a written version of the Treaty of Thronehold, a written version of the Quarth Edicts, and procedural law with regards to Thronehold.
Okay. My question, so you would get that at a legal, like a law office, probably. So there are two choices there. You could either go for the Speakers Guild of House Civis, which would be familiar to you, or you could talk to the party's lawyer, uh, Madani. Both would have easy access to that information if you wanted.
Uh, I'll actually probably go to the Madani folks,
Yeah, and she's not
because
specifically a part of like she is. She's an heir, but she doesn't work for them or their guilds. She's an independent heir, so to speak.
at which point I will ask about what does it take to to found a firm as well.
Uh, she says, "Oh, absolutely." And she'll begin to tell you the process. She would say that she's actually licensed through the House Civic Speakers Guild, as they are the. I don't think that'd be true. No, she's independent. I'd say. Um, she's sorry. You caught me a little off guard with that question. Um,
Well,
oh, okay. So she,
it was something that came up during discussions during the week.
yeah, fair enough. She would probably tell you that there is a guild of barristers. I believe that's what it's called. Old-timey name for lawyers. There's like a guild of barristers that are sort of the quality control of lawyers. You have to like you need to get educated in law, which is expensive, and then you'd be able to establish your own office if you have your own enough capital and enough experience. But you need to like get officially registered as a barrister through the guild. And House Civis has the edge on that because of the Speakers Guild. The Speakers Guild is actually, in part, a uh, they provide barrister services as part of the Speakers Guild. So they're the most easily accessed and they're the most like mainstream accessed. So she's an independent barrister, so a little more difficult. But she says that's basically what you have to do: get educated, um, get certified, take the test, get certified, and then use your capital to establish your own office, and then people will come and ask you for help.
Kadoki.
Yeah. But as a former, I guess technically former member of House Civis, you could probably go through the Speakers Guild. You probably wouldn't have too much issue with that, and you could probably get certified through them if you wanted to.
Okay.
Cool. So she'll provide you all of that. If you want, I can review the basic concepts of those, and I can provide you with more thorough copies later on if you wanted,
I
but I could give you like the basics.
I've read the wiki stuff precedingly, so
Fair enough.
I'm okay-ish.
Got it. So you can get the specifics later on. As I'll make you some pretty internationally binding legal documents this week. That'll be fun. Always giving me interesting homework. I love it. Um, okay, fantastic. So you get yourself Lois preparing to become a lawyer. Fantastic, which is a very civis thing to do. Um, uh, so just gonna move on to the next day. So you guys have all done some stuff here on the third day.
Oh, I just
Uh,
remembered something about
okay.
Lois. I would have Eric, you want to hear, but I would have asked Lois if she could reproduce a journal of the Crimson, a copy of the Crimson Butcher's journal.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And I will happily give you a copy
In
written in
English.
giant.
Can I have one in common? Pretty please.
What's in it for me? You're not that pretty.
That's not what other gnomes have said.
You can always, Ludwig, go to the Civis state or go to a Civis enclave and they can translate it.
I'll make you a copy.
Thank you very much, Lois.
You
Nice.
just have to have your chin beard pulled periodically.
You're not, you're not ready.
My chin beard does not reach down that low that you can grab it.
I have mage hand. I don't have to reach
Oh, yeah, wait,
up.
no, yeah, you can reach it then.
So Lois spends the day with her nose in the books, learning about law, establishing her own guild. for her own legal practice and transcribing and translating the documents. Fantastic. Okay, we're almost there. Across day 4 tomorrow. Tomorrow's the big day. You get to interview the corpse. Okay, day 4. Some stuff's gonna happen. It's gonna come your way. You guys don't really have a secretary. Maybe you need one. Maybe you find this particularly looking a little frazzled House Fjarlin like administrator, really for the school more than anything. Doesn't have the look about them that they have any knowledge of the Shadow Network or the Shadow stuff. She's like, yes, I have some. There are some people downstairs who were wanting to see you all. I have there's a Cora Ivath. There were some rather important representatives of House Darash, House Javolsko. They've been asking. I didn't know what to tell them, so I thought I'd come and tell you.
Sorry,
Um,
again. Did you say Kara Iveth?
Oh, fuck, not Cora Ivath.
Yeah, no, because
She's
Rowan's like,
back from the
you said
dead.
what?
That would be
Because
crazy.
that was.
Holy shit! What a twist!
What a what a
Yeah,
twist.
no, did you not see us all go? Uh-huh.
I did. I was like, oh, they're excited. No, sorry. I read the. Sorry, I'm so. There's a lot of people who want to see you. I was reading the Chronicle this morning, and it got me a little. I apologize. Similar names. No. Someone from the Cornberg Chronicle named Kala. Sorry, not Cora, but Kala Mareni. She says she has the results of some research of some kind. I didn't know what she was talking about. I'm very sorry.
Yeah, Rowan and Lois know what that's about.
There was also a man walking around who was asking where to find you all. I didn't think it would be smart to tell him where you all were. He said he had results of some kind of investigation.
I'll take a look at this, man.
Oh, okay. I told him to wait in the lobby.
I'll see if who this might be.
Okay. All right.
I give them a pat on the back, like, good job.
Thank you. She looks happy. She wanders away. I've got to get to class. Goodbye. I've got potions at 5. And she'll yeah, she'll
Love
take off.
potions.
Love potions. Yes, I love potions. Okay, fantastic. Fantastic. So this would have been to all of you. Did anyone want to go with Ludwig to go figure out who this investigator person was?
Yeah, Crossbow.
What else
I'll
was
hit that.
going? Oh, and I
so
guess
it-
yeah. All right.
Yeah. So it was Cross or yeah, sorry, it was this investigator. There was Kala from the Korenberg, and then there were your meetings with representatives from the 2 houses you addressed, Rowan.
Well, I gotta take those 2 meetings.
I'll go talk with Kala. You take your meetings. Fine.
Cool.
I was gonna go to them. That was very sweet.
Nice. Okay, we'll start with the guy wandering the halls. You kind of walk downstairs and you find this like pretty half-elven looking individual walking around with a familiar posture and long coat, walking rather leisurely around like he hasn't a care in the world.
It was like,
How you?
how are you doing today, sir? Can I help you?
Oh, there you 2 are. I'm pretty good at figuring things out. Not my way around here. It is fancy. Good job getting set up like this, man.
It just fell into our lap, so to speak.
You fucking liar. Oh, no, you worked hard for this, didn't you?
I was like I give him like, but let's find somewhere private to speak.
Yeah, privacy. And you guys find your way to probably like a meeting room or an office or something like that.
Okay, sure.
Okay, and he turns into Mr. Shadow.
Are
You
you
hold your
enjoying-
breath there for a second, Cross.
No, it's like I know exactly this is.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
How are you enjoying Ondeo?
Fine. Very pretty on the outside, very dangerous on the inside, it seems. I've got results for you all.
Good to hear.
Well, yeah. Well, it turns out your what shopping lists I think they were you gave me?
Yes.
Yep.
Not shopping lists.
Oh.
Somebody you did a little illusory image action on it, and there were some other messages right underneath the originals.
All ears.
Have I been paid? I forget. If I haven't paid,
Hold on. Wait a moment. Cross, can you help me with this?
How? That's
Because
with what?
I'll put up. Okay, let's say I'll put up like I don't know, like 35. Can you put up the 15 more to get to 50?
Let me check if I actually did pay him beforehand. That was the question.
Good point. Insight there, check. Did Cross pay him?
I'm checking my notes. It doesn't look like I did. Or it doesn't. Nah, I didn't think I did.
I'm
Again-
feeling like I need to be paid again.
Oh,
You know,
look,
I'm feeling really
Gross.
sensitive and emotional and hungry.
Cross, do you have can you help spot me 15? Gold pieces. I mean it's not like you owe me anything.
I'll cover
I
the
joke.
fee, Mr. Shadow. It's not a problem. Sure, 15 gold. I'm happy to part with that.
And I give him 35 other pieces of gold, so make it 50.
Ah, 50. Beautiful. That's my favorite number to be receiving gold in.
Mhm.
Okay, where did I put those annoying little letters? Where did they go? And he starts like fumbling through his pockets and pulling out a bunch of random junk, like bubble gum and like a pipe and a very nice looking pocket watch. Where is the as I look through my documents to try and find them.
It's like
Um,
enjoying on dare. Like it's like is any
mhm.
different than Carnath?
Yeah, it is. It's slightly different, just like a little bit, just a tiny little bit.
Just a little bit, yes.
Oh, where are those fucking letters? I put them here somewhere. Um, wait for it. Wait for it. Damn, this is pissing me off. Okay, they're probably over here. Um, sorry, actually, I have fucking no clue where they went. Let's see here. Just apologies.
Mhm.
That's not it.
So Cross, eh, the Warforged don't drink or eat, correct?
No, we do not. We're constructs. There's nothing. There's nothing to digest it.
Phil, do you, duh, like let's just take up time while our friend looks for it. Do you, like you ever been out on the show out on the town, see a show or something like that?
I can't say I have. My new series is essentially just one singular town. And it's, you know,
I found it. I found it. Sorry, whatever
Oh,
you're
there we
talking
go.
about doesn't
Oh, there we
matter.
go.
I'm
not
so
much,
sorry.
All
not
that
much in the way of
information.
art to be found there.
Well, I apologize. You know, these shift weaves, you get like you can store like 5 outfits in them, which means I've got 5 different outfits of pockets to go through. And at this point, he's like
That's
wearing like a dress. He's like pulling it out of like
yep,
he's not
yep.
currently a female, but he's like pulling it out of his like bra. And he's
Well,
like, all right, there we go.
You look stunning, by the way.
Oh, thanks, appreciate it. And he'll turn his outfit back into the trench coat, and he will throw 1, 2, 3, 4 letters onto the table in front of you, and they will read as follows. I will post them in the Facebook chat for you all to see,
Oh, yay.
and I will read them to you. My valiant compatriots, The gilded chains of the ruling class tighten daily, but your fire for freedom shines brighter. I commend your recent success in crippling House Orion supply routes through the Elden reaches. The distribution has sent shockwaves through the monopolistic operation. Now I call upon a more deliberate operation. Enclosed is a dossier on Royal Ondarian Gala aboard the Golden Dragon. We must hire a charismatic smuggler capable of infiltrating this spectacle of excess. Their task is simple yet pivotal. Deliver a small package to a secure location aboard the ship. This act will shake thrones and weaken their foundations. The gold promised will follow completion. Trust is earned, and you've earned mine. May the shadow guide you to your champion, your Baron. And this is in order from most recent to oldest. Next one says, Comrades, the flames of changes are spreading thanks to your skillful work. But now it's time for House Deneth's turn to feel weakness. No matter how great a military force they hold, go to Sharn, hire House Tarkanan for this task. It's time we connected with our natural allies who hate their dragon-marked hunters as much as we. Have them slaughter Rovar de Deneth. He is a loud advocate for the conquest of Corvair. He must be silenced, and Deneth warned. Your next task is to infiltrate the archives of House Lyrandar. I need the schematics of the precious Golden Dragon luxury ship. Copy the schematics, but leave enough evidence that your passage keeps them guessing. The people will see a brighter future soon enough, my friends. Your resolve inspires revolution. May the mockery see the houses break from the inside. Your Baron. Third to last. To the brave and unyielding, I understand some of your hesitation regarding the Gala mission. Let me assure you, this operation, though dangerous, is critical. I ask for your trust in its most delicate of times. Have faith, for this operation will see the royal court and the dragon-marked oligarchy brought to their knees. Imagine their faces when their gilded offices, as their great houses crumble around them, powerless, like the people have been under their profiteering during the 100 years of war. The dominoes will fall, and you shall have a gold and glorious future. Meanwhile, I require a separate team to attack the House Madani Enclave in Fairhaven. The Warning Guild's keen sight must be fixed elsewhere that night. It's time they learn the sting of humiliation. The future is ours to shape. May the Fury grant you strength to destroy your enemies, your Baron. And lastly, revolutionaries. The gala draws near. I trust the smuggler is prepared. Ensure they know the importance of subtlety. The package must reach its intended recipient without raising suspicions. The agent your smuggler will hand off to will make themselves subtly known to them. This single act will sow chaos and distrust amongst the elite. Be sure you meet at your usual rendezvous before the city enters lockdown. This time we met in person. Remember, the sacrifices you have made in this fight will bring about a better Eberron. May the traveler reveal this night. Your Baron. And that, my apologies, it's backwards. So that went from
Oldest to newest.
Yeah, oldest to newest, yes. So those are the 4 letters.
Do I recognize those names? The Fury, the Shadow, the Mockery. Do I recognize those at all?
Make me a religion check.
I would like to make that same check. Although
Go for it.
I'm pretty bad at these. Actually, no, he's cross good at these.
19.
19. What'd you get, Cross?
13. I rolled low.
That's okay. You both know it. These are deities of the pantheon known as the Dark Six. They are the counter to the sovereign host. They are the dark gods. These are 4 of 6 of those gods.
Acolytes of the Dark Six. How foreboding.
Oh, curious. So they mentioned several incidents leading up to it. They mentioned a you did well. Could you have dated these at all? Like what days these letters were sent out at all?
No dates. No dates. I mean, unsurprisingly, fairly recent. They're not ancient or anything. But no dates, no names. And not terribly surprising either.
Well, we do, but it does list a series of the cross. This does list a series of incidents and crimes. Those we can trace backwards. One is this House Orion incident in the Eldin Reaches. Another is Robrand Deneth. Perhaps it has been his murder has been recent. Uh, a Madani enclave in Fairhaven. We could look into that. See, we have a list we could look into.
Well, I will say this. Most of these guys are all far afield, so I couldn't do too much work there. But I did look into the Madani incident, and while I couldn't get like inside or anything, I was able to, schmooze a couple people at the bar who were from the enclaves, and well, it seems that this is consistent. They were tracking a separate occasion. I didn't get much more out of that. It's all classified and whatever. But apparently, it was a matter significant enough that required, by and large, most of the guild that day. They were hired out by someone big, and I'm willing to bet it was the royal court.
So, so that letter said, uh, I require a separate team to attack House Madani Enclave in Fairhaven. Must be fixed elsewhere that night. What
I need,
was
I need to look into it. That's my next lead. I just thought I'd give you a progress update. But I can confirm that they were attacked the night before the gala, that there was some kind of attack. I want to look into it a little bit more.
is
The
if it was meant to be a distraction, we may not find much there. It still might be worth looking into, but there is the risk it might not. The goal was the attack itself to draw people's eyes away from the Golden Dragon.
That's true. But if we can follow the leads, we might be able to find some identities.
there was. It's interesting because the building I went into, the one that me and Holden found, the murders took place on the night of the Golden Dragon attack, but it's not referenced in these letters unless the location of the Madani enclave changed within in the course of the day.
Yeah, absolutely. And I did go to the house that you suggested. A very strange scene, lots of teeth and fighting. Part of me says lycanthrope, but that's not. I have nothing to prove that yet. I don't want to go ahead and say anything. But whatever the creature was, it was of the medium or large-sized creature variety. They were uh, willing to guess. I got a nose for these things, as you can probably guess why. It tells me shape changer.
Did I see that, Ryan? Did I see his mark?
No, you didn't see his mark.
Oh, size.
Nice try.
Hmm.
It gives me shape changer. I don't. I mean, how would a creature like that, with teeth and fangs and what have you, gotten into that building, wreaked as much destruction as it did, and then just got away? It's either a magic user or a shape changer, and I am inclined to point my finger at my own kind.
Point.
It has to be some kind of shape changer, whether it's a lycanthrope of some kind or something else. Although a lycanthrope, given what happened with the Silver Flame, angry lycanthropes, it would make sense.
Not
It would-
really. I mean,
mean-
the like. Go ahead, Cross.
It would be consistent with something that me and Lois theorized in that, since the Kara Evath that we know, well, that we met wasn't the real one, that's another shape changer.
Yeah, but I mean, okay, clearly whatever the monster was, it was tying up loose ends. Obviously.
Yes, obviously.
Now, so this person was a lieutenant at this little revolution, if not the leader of it, but probably a lieutenant. And I don't know. I mean, like, if it was because of the Silver Flames Crusade, that was quite a long time ago for one. And for two, why would they target on there? I mean, it was Thrain that did it.
this it does speak about tearing down the established power, certainly, but
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they necessarily the way the letters are written, they don't seem like they're trying to spark a war.
No, it's revolution, revolution. Do
It's
this, do that.
well, not that I guess my point was that their forces seem to be, at least in part, quite it utilizes at least two shapeshifters,
Hmm.
but likely more.
Rowan has spoken about some of this, the ability to sabotage the Golden Dragon and cause an implosion. It would require magic use of potentially remarkable skill, and those are not only at most 50 across all of Corvair, and I'm stretching it with
Mm,
that.
based on the way the leather spoke, I don't think it was a magic caster. This was the work of artifice. A packet
Possibly.
delivering a package to a secure location. I think you're already in a way familiar with the damage a device placed in a location can cause.
That's
Yeah.
true. And if Kara Irvath or whoever that Kara Irvath person was, considering the latest news, was a spellcaster, you're right. What would be the need of a package when they could just cast a spell and zip out of there? So yeah, it was probably a delivery, some device of artifice and magical technology. I think they're saying you're Baron to try and throw us off. I mean, if they're so anti-establishment revolutionary, I think they're only using your Baron to throw off the Senate. You know what I mean?
I mean, they're clearly not going to write their name down. That's obvious.
No, but the leaders of the Dragon Marked houses are known as barons, right? So they're clearly like, "Oh, I'm your baron." I
It's a
mean, I would say I would be inclined to say it was House Tarkanan if they weren't referenced as they weren't asked to go off and hire them. So that kind of
okay.
eliminates them.
That's good.
Anyway,
That's
we could sit around and speculate all we want. Point
Um,
is,
you've done good work.
did you find any links to the initials?
the initials. Oh, you mean on
Shopping
the
list?
grocery list, the
Yeah,
shopping lists before? I
yeah.
mean, there's plenty. I mean, I could go through the whole city record, start cross-referencing initials till I find people who might have something in common. But if I'm being honest, like I'd much rather follow the lead of Madani.
Mm. Well,
Chances are it was just a false whatever. I mean, illusory scripted.
We can we could be, you can begin looking we can begin looking into these incidents. You can begin looking into Madani and see if there was any evidence that left behind. While House Leora can look into this Deneath captain who was seemingly murdered, and this incident in the Eldine Reaches.
I
Include
could look into whatever you want to look into. If you want to send
just
me to go check out Orion or whatever, I'll do it.
how far is like the Elden Reaches? And also, to be fair, like where did this did it
that
say where the
the the Eldine Reaches are to the west of Aundair, and they were former Aundarian territory before they broke off during the last war.
okay? Does it say? I'm just checking that. Does it say where the Neath guy died?
Doesn't say that. It just says that he needs him dead. But if he's advocate enough to be slaughtered, I'll bet he was high ranking.
Would have made the news potentially.
I mean, like I said, I could do whatever you want. If you want to send me to Karnath and I could go look through old newspapers, I'll bet I could track him down.
Right now, I think right now it's best if you focused on the Madani break-in.
All right, I'll see if I can find the identities. I could also try and sneak in somewhere and see if I can get some information off the people who've already found the bodies. I mean, if we're looking for identities of the attackers, they're probably sitting on ice somewhere right now.
Yeah, yeah. That's a good question. Wait a minute, Cross. Could you use the speak with dead spell to also speak with these deceased members in the house?
I could, but uh, it's been a long time since the attack on the Golden Dragon. If the bodies are still available, yes, but they might be long since buried by now. I don't think
We
Madani will allow us to just dig up their dead.
we might have them, but we might need. That's what we might need to do.
Well, it's enough to be able to find their names and identities. There's a lot you can learn even if you can't talk to them.
Yeah.
Um, I will say I want to maybe put a pin in any steps we take just for now until after I've spoken with Kara herself. It will be easier
Um,
to delegate priority with just a smidge more context.
all right. I'll just kick my feet up here at your fancy place then until you got something else for me to do.
And
Um,
Ludwig, as much as it might,
I was, to be clear,
yeah.
by the way, I was speaking about the murdered corpses from the house where we got this grocery list
Oh,
from.
those are
Not,
gone.
oh, those are gone.
At the very least, I also would getting access to those would be
Very difficult.
difficult. It's also speaking Cross has not like told anyone outside of that that they even knows because he wasn't supposed to go in there. He broke it.
Yeah, but still.
Because, well, I'll kick my feet back. You just deploy me when it's time to be deployed. I'll enjoy the pleasures of the house in the meantime.
As far as
Absolutely.
an investigation into what happened to the Eldine reaches, well,
Lois might be able to look into uh, newspaper reports about that. If it was big enough as they implicated, it would have made the news.
I can look into the House Orion stuff. I mean, they don't have any lightning rails going up into the Aldine Reaches, which means it would all have to have been magebread carriage, and I can just stop by any old outpost and see what they got to say. I'll look into it.
Awesome.
House
Uh,
Orion.
I'm
if
already being pulled south. I need to get back to New Syria. I can't
Yeah,
stop moving westward.
understandable. Mr. Shadow, first of
Uh-huh.
all, first of all, well done again,
Oh,
and
thanks.
thank you about your walk back east again,
Yeah,
involving me.
yeah, no
Um,
problem.
how if we needed to reach you, where would we find? Where could we find? Leave you a message of some kind.
Well, I'll be here in the city. I mean, I have been a little off the walkie-talkie for a bit now because I've been Reese doing a little work, but I I don't know. I could sleep. I mean, I could sleep here.
Do you think we could, like, I looked across, do you think we could find a way to let him sleep at Rowan's family's house?
Oh, yes, I'll go squat. Let me go squat.
Let's just talk with her first before that,
Oh, you're no
but it's
fun.
a but just stick with us for now. We'll ask her about that. It's a possibility.
It's fine. I'll just check in the mornings or something.
Okay, just keep yourself safe.
Well, it's hard to be in danger when I can look like whoever I want. But I appreciate it.
Have have a very good day.
You have a very good day.
And I make sure he shows I show him out to make sure he gets out. Before he disappears into the crowd and everything.
Yeah, you show them out.
Okay. He closes the door. It feels like
All
uh,
right, I'm gonna swing around just because I've got a couple of other things I want to get to. And Lois. You, my friend, wanted to take the meeting with our wonderful Calamarini of the
Indeed.
Cornberg Chronicle. Um, incredible. So you'll she'll be down there and you'll meet with her. And she'll say, Lois, it's good to see you again.
Likewise.
Oh, before I say anything, I just want to thank you again for the offer I received earlier the week. I I really appreciate it. I would if I frankly had the discipline for that kind of work.
I I understand entirely. It was a career move that might have some teeth, but it comes with risk.
Indeed, indeed. Well, um, anyway, shall we? I think I've been given some results regarding your mark.
Absolutely. And I'm excited to hear what you've been able to find.
Okay. You guys can go into like a side room, and she is going to reveal some information to you. She's going to say, okay, um, and she'll hand you like a report basically, and you guys will go through it together. Um, the first things first, you'll say, okay, so first things first, the physical inspection revealed certain pieces of information when we inspected the Lady Rowan. The mark resembles a traditional dragon mark in style, very flowing, organic glyphs. So we are assured that it has nothing to do with the aberrant dragon marks, which is always wonderful. Um, However, yours does have a slightly twisting, pulsating quality. Uh, it isn't aberrant, like I said, but there is an idea that it is alive. There's a feeling like it is almost like a separate entity. The mark seems to slightly shift in its design depending on the bearer's emotions, even. Very, very slightly. But we noticed under certain stimuli that when Rowan was confronted by different questions, it changed a little bit. You may remark that it looks almost like an eye with a mouth in appearance. It seems to almost very slightly, under close inspection, look to change here and there a little bit. What that has to do with anything, I'm not sure, but it's interesting. The alive part is strange, and under close observation, the mark of diplomacy seems to show uh, very minor uh, color changes, waxing and waning with, again, the tune of the bearer's magical exertions. When Rowan cast a spell, there was a slight minor luminescence that was causing it to brighten. These are just physical, really, descriptions of your mark and what it does. The partially alive portion does strike me as odd, but that's what we have gathered from physical inspection. Now, moving on to actual research that took place after the inspection, there was quite a deal to be gained. Early housing records and Dwarven chronicles describe a legend of the 13th mark lost in ancient times. It was associated with mind and will, and it was dismissed by a myth after the 12 were founded. So it's this ancient myth, more research developed. What is also interesting is that comparative genealogy shows no common bloodline, which I'm sure you already all knew. You're all from different families. But gentric theory of dragon mark fails to explain why you have this. Even House Madani genealogists call it, what did the one researcher say? A heresy born from chaos? She's a little eccentric. I wouldn't put too much into it. Now, last but not least, further investigation revealed lore regarding further planar lore. Very exciting stuff. Clerics of the Silver Flame whisper that the mark's appearance seems to signal a disruption in the cosmic balance of destiny, and some are calling it an omen. That seems to be something coming out of Thrain right now. And lastly, the marker seems to allow its bearer to forge minor mental contracts with one another, magically binding promises between one another, such as, well, your charm person and such. So it connects to minds and contracts, but it connects to one another as well, thus perhaps describing the alive thing. There may be a symbiotic relationship between Lady Rowan's mark and other marks. More investigation probably needs to be done, but that is what we have learned so far. And again, she'll give you a physical copy of the research, which I will give to you promptly.
Okie dokie.
So that's the findings. I was going to write my article, but I thought I'd drop it off before I did that.
I appreciate that. That's fantastic.
Excellent. So I hear you quit the Chronicle.
I had a conflict of morality, and a decision needed to be made.
I see. Well,
Uh, the
yes.
Chronicle is known for its unbiased perspective, and there was a great deal of pressure to have a decidedly biased objective.
Oh, from the Chronicle?
No, the Chronicle was fine. There were exigencies for um, the establishment of the new Dragon Marked house that ran afoul the need for objective journalism. And uh, given how fledgling this particular operation is, I felt obligated to try to find a path that was right for both House Leora and for the Chronicle, and that was to accept myself from the conflict of interest.
I see. Hmm. Ah, that's quite a pain.
It's tedious,
I,
as
I would
are
say so.
most of politics, truth be told.
Uh, well, I hope you enjoy the politic world, as it seems that'll be your primary focus now.
Whether I enjoy it or don't, that is indeed the case.
Huh. Well, I wish you the best of luck, and
And
well,
I
hope
and I you.
well, I hope you might return one day. But until then, I will. I'll take my leave. But do tell Lady Rowan. Thank you for allowing this to be possible. With her consent and all.
Absolutely. And if there's anything further we can do to um, foster a good working relationship with you, we're happy to do so.
Nonsense. We well, no worries there. If you need any more research done, I can consult other professionals and so on and so on. And this is what we have for now, but who knows? Maybe there's other researchers out there who could provide further insights, expertise, and such. So, um, your mark is the most interesting thing in magical phenomena right now, so color me excited.
I I will do just that. It is interesting to myself as well from a arcane perspective.
Very well. And with that, she will kindly take her leave. Okay. Rowan. Rowan. Hello. Um, would okay, so I assume you want to take these meetings separately?
Uh, yes, and are we on day? What day are we on?
We're on day 4, so tomorrow is the examination of Car.
I'm almost half inclined to say, could they come tomorrow after Cross has been able to do his thing? Because
Sure.
he's waited for forever. So like, I'll tell you, I'm gonna go. I'm either gonna tinker some more and make Spot look like Aurelius and be a Sphinx, or if that's done, then I'll go to the library and study, and we can do that later. But I would like for Cross to be able to examine this thing. So I'm willing to. We can backtrack next time if you'd like.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, so we will proceed to the 5th day. It is the morning of the 5th day. Cross, you presumably make your way, quite happy with yourself, perhaps, to the Ondarian. Let's see here. You make your way to the Tower of Eyes, where you are escorted indeed into a chamber. Um, you will meet there with there's a number of people. Actually, it's just like one person in the corner who basically has a notepad. Just kind of wave to you. Um, Thule, as promised, will be present and will say, "Very well, Viceroy Cross." You will pull back the blanket on the body, and you are going to see the grisly sight of Kara Irvath, just as you saw her on the night before, with some minor changes. She is deathly pale because she's dead, and her body has pretty major lacerations on it, not dissimilar to claw and tooth by easy examination.
Before I begin, what questions have already been posed of her so far? I'd hate to retread.
Oh, is he the only one there?
Cross could have brought whoever he wanted to have brought.
I would ask Cross if I could come as well.
Um, you may, but stay quiet. I don't want to use up questions unnecessarily.
Thule will say, "I'm sorry to say, but that is privileged information. I'm not at liberty to share. But I can say we have asked the basics of her. We were in fact waiting for this cycle to pass by until we had a chance to perform more questions. Um, please go right ahead."
Very well. I apologize if I, cover, as you say, the basics, but I'd like as full a picture as I can manage, and I will cast Speak with Dead.
All right. You cast Speak with Dead. It has taken some time for air and wind to trickle down her dead throat, but after 10 days it has. And a single breath pulses her lungs to life, and her mouth opens as it lets out a slight wisp of life. The shell, the body that belonged to the spirit of Kara Irvath is alive.
Kara Irvath, who killed you?
She will say, "Oh man, I'm gonna sort of backtrack and roll a perception check for her to see if she knew what killed her when she died."
Sounds important.
She says, "It was
Just it was a dragon. Is that it?
yeah." She says, "It was a dragon. I did not see its color. It came upon me before I drew my sword, but I saw its wings. I saw its fire."
Sorry, I'm writing this down so I don't.
I'm right.
Yep.
I'll write it down.
Yeah.
Me and Sorn are writing it down to make sure we have notes.
Okay.
Here's a pen and pencil.
Stabs you in the eye with it.
Do you have any associates or next of kin that did not board the Golden Dragon?
Yes, I have family and I have friends. I will say that Thule will say, "We have thoroughly investigated the next of kin, friends, and former associates of Kara Irvath. I'm more than happy to regale you with that information."
Thank you.
Can I mouth something to Cross?
We're gonna say Cross is in the middle of the ritual right now. We're gonna let him have his moment.
Okay, thanks.
That question is no longer needed, so we know how. And I don't need that question because I already know. She has like three of my questions in one. That was great. Okay. So I might have to win the few of these now. What would be the best course of action in response to your death?
Good question. Um, Find the dragon and slay it, for I wasn't killed unjustly. I did nothing wrong.
Okay, I need those. That is 3. Okay.
I'll tell you what, she'll toss something on top of there that might lead you a little bit here. She says like, slay the, being an adventurer, and all, slay the dragon. I was there unjustly. And she would say after that, I was merely following a contract I was given that.
What was the contract?
I was asked to find a missing heir of House Kenneth who had disappeared in the plains outside of Fairhaven. I was contracted privately by someone known as Eberron. I assumed Jorlana to Kenneth was the contractor.
Okay, that answers again like 2 questions. That's great. Let's see, that's 4. I have 1 more to go.
I was very helpful. It's like she was a good person or
Yes,
something.
she's being very helpful
She
right
was an
now.
amazing adventurer, and life hidden death.
Hmm. How did you receive this contract?
It came to me by a messenger from House Orion. It was a contract that offered a decent amount of gold. I thought that I could perform this task easily and quickly. I would have it done before the gala I was invited to the very next day. As I believe that was the last
Yep,
question.
that was all. That was the 5th question.
You feel with the last gasp of air, almost like this particular corpse, the shell of this once brave adventurer, is tries to speak as much as possible until there's but no air left in her lungs. She has shared all she is capable of.
Is the ritual over?
As that ends, the ritual seems to cease. The power leaves the room.
I like to imagine that, like when Crosscast, like almost the mist. There's like almost a link of the mist drawn from between him and the body, and now it kind of retracts
Yeah.
back into.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
An honorable soul in life and one in death. At least their name can be cleared now. And I look to the others, the officials who are there.
Fool will say, indeed, she was well known throughout her life as a brave, if reckless soul who served on Dare a great deal in the last war. She was not a warrior or mercenary like in House Denith. She was more concerned in protecting those who were, well, displaced. She helped those that no one else was willing to help. I
Is
will speak to the Queen and ensure that perhaps something can be done in her honor.
Yep.
And, however, I would ask that what has been revealed in this room is not put on public display. I understand you'll want to share this amongst your allies, and that is fine, but perhaps not the newspaper.
understood.
Not yet,
If
anyway.
oops,
I must say, I find myself puzzled. Uh, there were no sightings of a dragon outside of Fairhaven that night. were there?
No, there's dragons are very scarce to find, indeed.
Did on the other when you asked the official other questions, the other officials, when you questioned her, could she have made out what color the dragon was?
Will shakes
She
his head.
Okay, very well. That's
she
been
outright stated she could not see its color.
okay. Okay then.
I will say that investigation of the site of where she died, well, she was buried a little ways away from where she died. We did find some recent scorch marks, rather large ones, in fact. She didn't die by fire. We suspect that she was initially attacked by a breath of flame, survived it, and was later rended by claw, if it was indeed a dragon. It seems it was.
By flame, apparently. Makes sense.
I'll say that there was a medical examiner in the room who will gesture to the claw marks and says, "These claw marks are rather large. We suspect that the dragon must have been of remarkable size."
Do are you any chance of yay big like
He looks around the small room you're in. He goes, "Well, larger than the room.
plenty of
I am
space
not
in
physic. I have never seen a dragon before. I only know what's from the texts. But I can say this: it was much larger than any horse you've seen. Probably about uh, easily the size of a house."
Interesting.
So, Rakanok, in your expert opinion, how I find it hard to wrap my head around the idea that Kara, having fulfilled whatever purpose, there's something so strange to me that she was lured outside Fairhaven, killed by a dragon, and then summarily buried in a ditch a little ways away. I find it hard to believe that someone would be able to collaborate with a dragon.
I find it quite hard to believe myself. They are largely, well, not found on this continent. Their society is way off in, where is it again? Arennial, I believe. Dragon society is not one that is found in Corvair, not often.
Mm. I'm doubtful there's even any Kenneth air to even look for, but if this air did exist, who would they be?
The heir that was missing.
Yes.
I very well, Jolana de Canis will be glad to answer those questions, I'm sure, as she has been placed under arrest.
She's what?
Oh,
Huh.
calm down, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
No. We have sent agents, though, to question her.
I see. This is quite the development.
Baron, looking for a Canis agent doesn't look good for Jolana, however. But nothing, I mean, unless Jolana de Canis has access to a draconic hitman, or is a dragon herself, I don't suppose there's much that we can pin on her, other than a strange contract sent by House of Ryan. The investigation continues. The
She could,
Sentinel Marshals will be informed.
she could have easily been impersonated the same way Karo Hirvathir could have been impersonated.
Well, dragons are well known for their capabilities of shapeshifting when they are large. So, for all we know, the dragon could have very well been on the ship with us.
They could. The dragon could
Many
have been there.
questions need yet answering, but I am afraid the time has now come that you must leave. I have
quick
shared more than I usually share with individuals.
before we leave, do you know any off the top of your head, do you know any way to identify a dragon in disguise?
In
Or
disguise. He looks around the room and he goes, if you're asking for notes in, you say, I would just simply remark that it may be best to have a very keen investigator at your side, if you wish to do so. The ability to spot shape changes with a glance is not one easily done. It is a skill perfected over a very long time. I don't suspect that any of you would have the ability to detect such a shape changer, as there are scarcely few, perhaps even in Undair, who have that ability. Now, I really must digress.
uh,
It's time to
well, we thank you very much and have a very good evening.
Thank you for the opportunity. This is, I understand this came at a, well, a cost of time, I suppose. So thank you for giving me
indeed.
that time.
No apologies necessary. More than happy to share, especially after, of course, you have again our thanks.
Well,
And as we're going down, away and out of earshot of them, I'll speak to Cross.
Well,
That
I'm gonna say feel free to speak to Cross next week, as it
Okay.
is 11:40.
Yeah. Oh
Um,
my God.
yep, lots going on. Sorry, Rowan, we didn't get to your meetings, but we will.
My things can be done quickly. I
Sure.
like cross Nathan's been waiting for that like all
Yeah, I
day, and
know.
I
I was
really wanted to
trying
make that
to-
happen.
yeah.
Yeah. I was
good
trying to get
job.
to the fifth, but it just kept,
Good job, Nath.
Yeah. Look forward. I've had like the question, but then I was like, oh shit, I should have
Like,
probably prepared more than 5 in advance in case like I got more I got more bang for my buck.
Yeah.
assuming
We'll
we shared all of the
say- Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was assuming that you guys shared the information from the investigations and all stuff. Rowan would have probably spent the next day just personally making the copies and using her mage hand to make copies of the letters and the reports so that everyone can look at
Yeah.
them and stuff. So that like we can just say that that's what she did that day, and maybe the barons see her, or maybe the people are there the next day.
Yeah, I'll be like keeping the house appraised of developments in the
Oh, yeah.
investigation, but I am not telling the telling Ragnarok just yet that we know that the Baron does not refer to
Oh no, we do not
Baron
know.
Buchanan.
Oh no, we don't. Like we don't tell anyone about the letters. That's for sure.
No,
No, but
not
she
yet.
would have told Rowan.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
We were told Rowan, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She would have been making those copies
Yeah.
for
Absolutely, that's fine.
herself. Because now there's a bunch of
I
other
know.
shit she has to do. So all right.
Because oh boy.
You guys
Oh
are
boy.
awesome.
Oh